Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever and whenever you're watching this.
Whenever.
Welcome back to Coffee Talk. This is us talking about things, announcements, maybe even talking about coughing, maybe even talking about coffee, anything in that zone.
Yeah, so a few things just to kind of be all, I don't know, up to speed's the right word, but just to gather on, right, to be informed. We should say, normally we would have, as we gather as a church, we'd get together on a Sunday morning and we'd talk about life and about announcements and about things that are upcoming. And so that's, of course, this time. And we don't have a whole lot, I guess, to really inform of, but a couple things that are worth. One, on Sunday night, parents, families, we're trying to get together. Like we would normally on, I don't know, a couple times a year, we would stay after the service, we'd have a meal together, and then we would just hang out for a chat, and we'd call it Table Talk. I thought, well, we're all hanging out at home these days. We're in our living rooms. I spend a lot of time with my feet on the coffee table. Let's just have a coffee table talk. And so, parents, if you haven't yet emailed me or text me, whatever, if you want to be part of that, I'd love to have you. We're going to do it Sunday evening, 8 o'clock. The thought is maybe you can get the kids to bed and then you'll have the freedom to chat a little more easily. That's certainly what happens in my house. It's a lot easier to talk after the kids go to bed. And so put the kids down early, or if you've got kids old enough that can do themselves, that's great too. And we'll just jump on Zoom and check in with one another, see how you're doing, see what you're doing. See your faces, because I miss you. And so that's what we'd love to do. It's not really a big formal thing, but it's just we want to get together as we can. So text me, email, whatever, and I'll send you the code. We're not publishing it anywhere on the website or anything like that, because we want to keep it just to the families that we know well. And so reach out, and we'd love to connect on Sunday night. And even if you can just come by for 10 minutes, it'll be sort of open house-ish. Open house-ish? I've lost the ability to talk these days. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, and we'd love to connect. So shoot me a message or check your email, because I'm emailing people too to a reminder. So we'd love to connect Sunday night.
And it's a really good thing. Like, so our life group has actually still been meeting. We've been meeting over a video chat, and whatever platform you use, it doesn't matter, whatever, but it's still an opportunity to get people together. And so what this is just an extension of that, and it's an opportunity to just see each other face to face. One thing that, like, we've been talking about kind of this whole time is, listen, we're spread apart, and that's going to actually cause some internal things to kind of change and shut down and challenge us a little bit more. This will hopefully begin to work against that a little bit. To just say, let's look in each other's faces and just say, hey, how's it going? And Crystal has some stuff prepared, but just to really connect with each other. And you would be surprised. You can talk to a lot of the life groups that are actually meeting by video, and you'll hear amazing things about, like, just to see other people's faces and to connect with them in real time. And like, this isn't Netflix. This isn't just watching YouTube. This is actually really connecting with people, and it's a really good opportunity for you. We realize too that a lot of you are doing this daily and all day, every day at work, and that's another thing altogether. But really, this is not work. This is actually an opportunity for you to do some really good connecting with each other.
Yeah. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing you and chatting a bit on Sunday night, 8 o'clock. And if you didn't last week, I want to make sure you know two families that on the children's ministry page of our church website, we've got some resources. We've got, I'll be posting another walk through the children's lesson for the week. Encourage you to check that out. Pages to download, activities to do, things like that, to help kids keep kind of stretching, growing, building their faith as we go through this. Now, I know my kids listen to the sermon as well, and so it's not like you can't do that. Of course, do that. We don't. I do. No, we. I mean, normally here we'd send them down the hall to go to their class, but in my house we've been kind of sticking together in the living room. I know Ezra plays Lego on the floor during the sermon, but and the girls will sometimes color, but whatever, they're still listening. And
it's still been incredible. A family time for us.
Absolutely,
it's been good.
Yeah. But before that, at 9 o'clock, the video will be available, and it'll stay available through the whole week. And so even if it's like, oh, Tuesday night, let's check that. Great. Go check that out. I know we've been leaving our services up a lot longer, but I'm only going to leave the kids ministry one week, and then it's, when the new one's ready to go, it's going to get swapped out. But so that'll be switched over on Thursday. So you have until Thursday to check it out and get in on that. So encourage you to do so. If you're watching this Wednesday or Thursday morning, last week's might still be there, but we'll see how that goes for switching things over.
So to switch gears, actually quite a bit. A few weeks ago, in one of I think it was our second coffee talk, we had Cheryl, who was sitting here and had an interview and told us about some of her time here, and she retired, and we blessed her on her way, and she's been enjoying this time, and that's been good and good for her. Things change too, and so we want to talk about her replacement in just a second, but we also want to come alongside her and Ron and the whole family, and she's kind of been putting it out there a little bit, but we want to just come alongside her in her recent diagnosis with cancer. This is a cancer that is possibly very manageable, and this is what we wanted to not say for her, but say with her, and bring our church in together on that. If you're watching this and you're not from Lakeview, this is kind of a bit of an inside thing, and so we appreciate your prayers on this as well too. But as a church, as a community, we want to be standing with her in prayer and lifting her up, because a lot of things have changed, even from the time that she was here to retirement to COVID and being at home now, and she can't go see the grandkids and stuff like that she really wanted to now a new reality. And so we want to pray with her and for her, and so she'll maybe be putting out more details in the coming days, and just be lifting her up these days, and you'll maybe hear more from her specifically, but just giving them an opportunity to work through this as a family, and to lift them up in prayer, and not necessarily give them 1,001 phone calls, but to encourage them in any way possible is a good thing too. And so we ask that you kind of join along with us in that. And then on the flip side of that, like we had said, we've been looking for a replacement for Cheryl for a little while. Now things are a little bit different because we don't have ministry happening here every day, every week. We have a little bit happening throughout the week, and it's very different. So we have hired a replacement. The church board met with a few people, and today we are kind of announcing that we have a new admin assistant, and that's Ursula Pigeon. And so she has agreed to join us, and she's going to just tell you just a little bit about herself and how she sees herself fitting in here at Lakeview.
So, Ursula.
Yes.
Say hi to everybody. I feel like everybody will probably know who you are. But this is Ursula's first day in the new office assistant's position. And we've just thrown you in. And so I thought actually maybe to start, this might be helpful for you. You may feel like you've been just thrown into the deep end. But it's all wiped down. It's all very nice and clean for you. It was fully sanitized before. So just give you that. If you feel like you're sinking and you need a life ring, there you go.
Leave it there for now.
So we want to take a couple minutes just to run through a few get to know you kind of questions. And I know you're nervous about this. They are in good fun and good nature. So first thing, just tell us 3 things about yourself that people might not know. Because we know you as Ursula the singer and Ursula the worship leader. But what are 3 things that we should know about you?
Love rough camping. Love ethnic food.
Okay.
3.
Mm-hmm. The third thing.
The
We
third
need dramatic music. Ursula, the third thing we should know about you.
I'm completely drawing a blank.
That's all right.
I really dislike interviews. How's that one?
There you go. Perfect.
That's
Great.
it.
You just so this is torture. We are just
This is total
It's
torture.
too late to quit. We
Okay.
got you. So ethnic food, spice level then, from 1 being like a teeniest bit of black pepper to 10 being just make sweat come out all over. It's so spicy. Where would you be in a spice meter?
Not going there. 3.5 to 4.
Okay, 3.5 to 4. All right, very good. You don't have to tell us the year, but when's your birthday?
January 6th.
January 6th. Oh, we missed it. Oh, we'll have to keep that. We'll keep that in mind. We try and remember when it is around here. Tell us about your family. We know Dawn. We've met Dawn.
Yes,
but
you have.
Dawn's not your only family member.
No, we have 2 children. The oldest is Matthew. He's 33. He is military police who works right now out of Trenton, Ontario.
Okay.
Our daughter is Kristen. She is in the communications industry, working for a bank in Vancouver.
Okay. All right. I love asking people this question. What is the favorite room of your house and why?
Ooh. The kitchen.
The kitchen. All right.
The kitchen, because after living in a trailer for 19 months, I have space to move and actually cook interesting stuff.
Yep. Great. So you like to cook?
Yeah, especially since this COVID thing.
Yep.
Yep.
You've been. That's great. When it's safe to go out again, where would you like to go, and why?
Definitely Revelstoke.
Okay.
Because that is our happy place.
Yeah.
We love rough camping. I feel like that's a place where I can get really quiet and just meet with God with no distraction.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, this is the lightning round. So there are 10 would you rather questions. You've maybe already answered one of them. That's okay. So just the first thing that comes off the top of your head, sweet or savory?
Savory.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Beach house or forest cabin?
Beach house.
Pie or cake?
Cake.
Early mornings or late night?
Late night.
Hotel or camping?
Camping.
Chicken or beef?
Beef.
Book or movie?
Book.
Okay. Lion tamer or clown?
Lion tamer.
Rocking chair, armchair, or camp chair?
Camp chair.
All right, very good.
Easy.
See, that's all my questions. Not too tough, right?
That was okay.
Church, when you call in, very likely, at least if it's the day when you're kind of not, it's not every day right now. We should probably tell the church that with the way the things are right now, it's what, like Tuesday, Thursday?
Tuesday, Thursday for now. Yeah.
And then when life gets back to normal, we'll look forward to that being, Tuesday to Friday. But if you call in Tuesday or Thursday, likely Ursula will answer. If a couple people have stopped by today to drop stuff off, but Ursula will be there.
I will.
And so thanks for coming along. Thanks for sitting down and helping us get to know you a little better. So I don't know if you could tell from the video of the interview, but it's not a requirement that you be super comfortable with public speaking when you sit at the front desk. And so it's fun. We're just getting to know Ursula. I mean, we know Ursula, but now that it's looking forward to the days ahead. And so it's great that she's come on board. Going to be a fun addition to the team, and really brighten up the office not in a nice way that was missing last week. Right? And when it's just Kevin and I here,
it felt a little bit like a college dorm.
Yeah. In a good way?
No, in a good way. In a good way.
Yeah.
In a good way.
That's
it was just the guys hanging out.
Oh man, it's a long way to go back to college. Anyways, quick other reminder about this Sunday, because one of the things Steve Bailey challenged us with was reading ahead. And so he's still in Philippians 1. He's not going to do the whole rest, verses 12 to 18 specifically, but why not read the whole context? It takes 5 minutes to read Philippians 1? Go back, read Philippians 1, and really be aware that verse 12 to 18 is his focus, and so be familiar with it as he gets ready to share with us Sunday morning from those verses. I think it's a great challenge to know where we're going on Sunday morning and be read up. So I want to leave that with you as well. Then, if you were part of, maybe you were part of Thursday night right before Easter, we gathered here and online to pray, and we wanted to do that again, Kevin and I, and so we're kind of looking at May 3rd in the evening as another time to do that again. And so we'll email out. If you're part of the church family email, great. We'll send out all the details, but be ready. May 3rd, Sunday evening. We want to gather and just pray together, and we'll try and figure out how to make that again interactive. I don't know if we'll do the same thing or not. We're still working out the details, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But block that time aside. We really love it if we could, as a church, even if we don't know that you're praying, but to be praying together as a church. We'd really encourage us to do that in these days. There's so much to be praying for that it can, when we're not praying, it can start to feel overwhelming. But I find for myself, at least as I pray, we realize that God's with us in a really great way. We forget when we don't pray, and so we encourage that. I know you're praying, but let's mark May 3rd evening. We'll pray together. Even if we're apart. And
along those lines too, we recognize that there's a lot of major things going on in our world and in our society, and if you're spending a lot of time on social media or the news, you're kind of catching a lot of these things. So it's not really new news, but today I think our hearts kind of go out to Nova Scotia. I know that it's not new by the time maybe you see this video or you're a part of this, but I've been challenged a little bit in it because already there's a difficult situation in our entire country. We think of Quebec and the really, really big challenge that they're facing these days, and how serious it's feeling. They're dealing with a lot of death, and that's a major thing. And our government and our military and our healthcare system are all doing their best, but there's only a certain amount that they can get to. And so our hearts go out to them, but really there was just something in the news this week that this weekend that really just challenged me today to say, my problems might feel like they're big. The issue that we're facing as a world is pretty big. To have a situation like Nova Scotia kind of land on our doorstep as a country, and even for them as a community, it makes my problems seem not so big. It kind of puts a lot of stuff into perspective for me today. To say, boy, I sure am thankful for what I have, for the people around me. I am thankful for a lot of the good things that might even come out of this. The same way that if we were having a funeral here today and it was a very tragic situation, we would recognize that God still would use every bit of that for his glory, and he would use each moment and hardship and difficulty and what seems like absolutely terrible and maybe even something that some people are really getting upset and worked out and angry about. Why didn't they do this? God is going to use all of those things for his glory. And that's kind of what's challenging and encouraging me today. And I want to just challenge us today. A lot of our worries and our cares and our frustrations and the stuff that we feel like is so huge, could we just take that just for 1 minute, 60 seconds? Can we just take it and just put it aside and say, yeah, it's important. Your finances today, your job, your crazy kids, homeschool, your boredom if you're sitting at home, you've exhausted all the Netflix and YouTube you can. What you're feeling, can you just take that aside just for a minute and recognize that that some people lost their lives unnecessarily, and can we just take 60 seconds and just honor them? And so it's not our hope to make this kind of a downer, but it's our hope to make it to bring it to the forefront of our minds. And so that's how we kind of want to end this coffee talk today, is just to give you an opportunity and a space to just take 60 seconds just to be thankful and to remember them, because our frustration and a lot of the things that we're dealing with today, it really doesn't help any of their situation in Nova Scotia. Yeah. And so what's the greatest thing we can do? We can actually just kind of sit back and say, we honor you in the next minute. And so just take a minute and reflect.